This is Todd Toback, and today we are going to talk about a very important topic, and that is how much money should I be investing in my marketing? And this topic is so important because I hear many investors who say, you know what, Todd, I'm on an income roller coaster. I have inconsistent cash flow, I have inconsistent deals, and I need a solution. I can tell you right now, that is an inconsistency in marketing. So we're going to talk about how to get on that consistency train here in a second. But before I jump in today's show, I want to clip in a piece of good news from someone from one of our coaching calls. So take a listen.
I got a 20K price reduction this week and should have the property assigned. Should be today.
Oh, love to hear those clips, and thanks for allowing us to use that. Now let's get back in today's show. So I talked about this income roller coaster, right? Where you do a bunch of marketing, or you make a bunch of calls, or you send out a bunch of texts, and you create this activity, right? There's this momentum and excitement, and you're following up with leads, and then you get that deal. And there's a check, and it looks so good, and it feels so good, right? Maybe some of you posted on Facebook, and that's great. But what I want most of you to do, if you want to get off that roller coaster, is, hey, if you want to celebrate and post a picture on Facebook of your check, I think I want you to do that. But most of all, I want you to take a piece of that check. And what I'd like you to do is store it for marketing. And I'm going to talk about this episode on how much you should be investing up front and then investing every single month to keep your business on a steady chain of income for you, right? Streams coming in month after month after month after month, 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month, 40, 50, even $100,000 a month, every single month, like clockwork. And if you do what I tell you to do on this episode, you are going to see a lot more consistency in your business. By the way, if you've ever felt like you're on the income train and want to get off, I got an assessment, also a free gift I want to give you. Go ahead and check out nextlevelwholesaling.com. And there's a free assessment that's going to actually rate you in the 4 core areas of your wholesaling business. There's marketing, acquisition, disposition, and accounting, right? How much money you're keeping, the profit, which is actually the most important. So go ahead and take that assessment at nextlevelwholesaling.com. It's going to really, really open your eyes and give you that next step that you need to take. So, like I reiterated before, marketing is the lifeblood of your business, right? Without marketing, your business is dead. And if you think I'm oversimplifying this, I'm not, right? Because the first step, if you're worried about step 2, 3, 4, 8, and 10, you're never going to do step 1 correctly. And you have to understand that marketing is the most important step in all of real estate wholesaling, because without no marketing, there is no sellers. Without no sellers, there is no deals. Without no deals, there is no money. So if you don't have marketing dialed in, okay, nothing else matters. So the second thing is that knowing that marketing is the lifeblood of your business, consistency is king. Let me tell you a story. Is back in 2011 or 12, the market was very forgiving back then. And what it means is there wasn't a lot of competition, and there was, when you're in what they call a blue ocean, you can make a lot of mistakes. And so what I did was I would send out a bunch of marketing. I'd wait for calls to come in. I'd wait for my team to do deals, get a deal in escrow or title, right? And get that check, and then wait for that deal to come in, and then send out another check, right? Invest that into marketing. And I used to be on this like feast or famine, where all of a sudden there's a bunch of leads coming in and then a big break, and a bunch of leads coming in and then a big break. And even then I was on this income roller coaster. And I could tell you that was really, really hard on me and caused a lot of stress and anxiety, even on my acquisitions team. For them, it was like, hey, Todd, when is marketing coming out, or when the leads are coming out? So one of the things that you are looking for is consistency. You're not looking for a ton of leads to come in every single day. You're looking for an evenness, all right? Just like you are way better off going to the gym, right, every single day for, let's say, 30 minutes and work out at a moderate pace, then all of a sudden go nuts for one day, right, and not work out for 2 months. So what you want your marketing to do is just drip, 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 boringly consistent. Time to make the donuts. If you remember that old Dunkin' Donuts commercial, the guy used to get up at, 4 in the morning, and he used to say, time to make the donuts every single day. And that's how you have to look at your marketing. Steady Eddie, right? Just keep it simple, right? Consistent, and make sure it happens every single week. If you're cold calling, make sure you have a steady cold calling schedule. Now, starting out, remember the title of this podcast was how much money should you be investing in your marketing? Well, this depends on your journey, because when you're starting out, right, you have no momentum. You don't have money to reinvest in your business. Right now, you're going to have to take money that you've accumulated or saved up from a job or another business or another side hustle, right? And you're now going to have to invest that into your business. So how much should that be? Well, that number when you're first starting out should be as large as you can stand, okay? It should be so scary to you that you can barely fathom that you're spending this amount of money. Why? Because the best investment that you can make is in yourself and in your business. And so I don't know about you, but I know some people, they take their money and put it in a stock and they pray that they're going to get a 10% return. If you're investing money into marketing for your wholesaling business and you're going to take this seriously, okay, I'm assuming that you're going to get on the phone and call people and follow up with your leads and make it happen, you should be way more excited about investing into yourself. So an absolute minimum should be $500 a week. Okay, I'm talking absolute minimum should be $500 a week. And you can be like, Todd, I don't have $500 a week. Get your rear end off the couch and find a way to make $500 a week, right? I don't care if you have to Uber every night or deliver Uber Eats. I don't care if you have to go out and do manual labor. I don't care if you have to get a second job. I don't care if you have to beg, borrow, or steal. You better find a way to invest $500 a week into your business. Now, some of you have a bunch of crap that you need to sell or can sell. So I'd sell some of that crap, right? Or you have other side hustles that aren't producing. So get rid of those, right? But whatever it is, find a way to get at least $2,000 a month to invest in your business. If you want to put it on a credit card, I'm fine with that. If you want to get a business line of credit from your bank, some of you may be able to get a signature loan from your bank to be able to do that. Find a way to invest in your business, right? And I know that's scary, but that's what I would do if I had to start all over today. And that's what I did, right? The first time I spent money on marketing, guess what? I was crapping in my pants. I didn't know how much money I was going to make, but it was a risk, right? That I'm going to spend, I don't know, $3,000, $4,000, and I'm going to make $30,000 back. But this is your future. Now, if you've already been doing deals and you know the power of marketing, well, you better get yourself on a schedule. Okay, so starting out, that should be $2,000 a month. I'd prefer it be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. Think about it. After 3 months, that's only $15,000. And when I say only, I only say only $15,000 because you can generate $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in 3 months easily in this business if you listen to this podcast. All right. So the word only is in relation to the amount of money that you can make. Most of you listening to this can find a way to scrape $2,000 a month or $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 a month if you had to, if you wanted it bad enough, right? I don't care what it takes. Go out and find the money, spend the money, make it happen. If you're cold calling and you're like, I can't, I'm working, fine. Work some more and then hire some cold callers, right? No excuses. Okay, so the first 6 months, right? And that's like the longest it should take. You're going to be, spending a big portion of your money on marketing. The first 3 months, it's going to be about 100%, right? Because you're not bringing in revenue. Hopefully you can get a deal in that first or 60, 90 days. I know many people have gotten a deal their first month in this business, but I'm assuming 60 or 90 is what it's going to take to get you on the consistency train, right? You're going to start seeing big results after 90 days. If you just drip, 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 drip. If you're spending $500 a month, obviously, depending on how big you want to get, right? How profitable, it's going to have to be more. But $500 a month, hey, it's going to bring you some nice consistency. Okay, after those 6 months though, okay, if you're listening to this podcast and maybe you've downloaded that assessment at nextlevelwholesaling.com, and you are thinking, Todd, what do I need to do? You have to make sure that you stay on this consistency level playing field. So the number that I like to use, okay, is you want to be investing 10 to 15% of your gross revenue, okay, on marketing. Now, when I say gross revenue, I mean it depends on what this would read in a profit and loss statement, but it means the money that you are generating from the closing, okay, from your property. So if you do an assignment deal, that's $50,000, right? If all of a sudden you do a fix and flip and you get $50,000 net from that fix and flip, and that's $50,000 in that. I'm not taking account of the price of the house in there. So just in case you're wondering about that. Okay. So again, if your business is you're doing 100 grand in deals, you should be investing at least 15 or between 10 and $15,000. Now, 15,000 is the max that you want to be hitting. I wouldn't fall below 10%, unless you're doing large commercial deals. And in that case, you're going to be able to get away with that. All right. So how do you do this? Well, I do want to give you a heads up that some months, right, we track this on a rolling 4-week basis. So it's not month to month, but it's the previous 4 weeks. The reason why we like to do the previous 4 weeks is that it gives us more of a real-time data, right? So we don't have to wait until a full month, right, to get those data. We see like, hey, what did the last 4 weeks do? Okay. And again, last month is different than the last 4 weeks. Very, very important. All right. So, and by the way, the reason why I say that is let's pretend like it's the end of February and you're waiting for February's numbers, right? Well, you're not going to have those numbers, right? In terms of if you do it every week, you're going to have the previous 4 in front of you. One of those are going to be in January and the last 3 will be in February. So if you want to make sure that you are following this in an accurate way, we have our Monday morning meeting, which I highly suggest that you have also every single day at the same time with the same agenda. And part of that is we have a scoreboard and we look on how much money we've spent in the last 4 weeks compared to the last 4 weeks revenue. Now, sometimes this will go up and this will go down. Sometimes if you have a really, really good month, right, those numbers will be way out of whack. You're going to see like, oh, I'm at 3% or 4% or 5%. And if you see yourself like that for a couple of months, remember, hey, you better start reinvesting more of that into marketing because a month or 2 months, you may see a slowdown. Now, the opposite is also true. Sometimes you will see yourself sneak up to 20, 30, even 40%. Okay. And if you start to see those numbers 30 and 4%, Houston, we've got a problem. All right. So now you need to watch that like a hawk and adjust as necessary. Now, I can tell you that it's never going to be even Steven, right, across the board, right? You're never going to see like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 for 52 weeks straight. But it's your job to constantly adjust. So at the end of the year, guess what? You see, hey, this year we spent 13.65% of your money on marketing. And I tell you what, if you see that and if you nail that and you do it consistently, you're going to see your business go through the roof. You're going to see yourself and start to enjoy your business a lot more. You're going to be able to hold on to better people, attract better people because you've got it together. You have got it together. By the way, I'm really going to reiterate, go to nextlevelwholesaling.com to download that assessment. It talks a lot about this. And by the way, this doesn't go for wholesale. It goes for every single business that's out there. And by the way, I can tell you for August and September, our numbers were completely out of whack, right? We had a really nasty August and September because of the market shift in our business. And so our marketing compared to our revenue went through the roof. So I said, hey, team, ding, 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 ding. The alarm bells started to go up. We needed to adjust. So what do we do to adjust, right? Those bells should go off. So I'll tell you the adjustment that we made. We realized it was a combination of things. Number one is we realized that we had deals that were falling out of escrow title with the sellers, right? Because the market was shifting. Number two, we realized that we weren't getting the return on the marketing because of that. And then 3, we realized some areas where we were sloppy. So what did we do? Number one, we started doing more novation deals, right? And by the way, if you want to know more about the novation deals that we do in our business, this is where we actually sell to a retail buyer instead of a cash buyer. You can go to novation, no limits real estate investing.com/DTR, right? No limits real estate investing.com/DTR to find out more about those. Number two, we start negotiating deeper spreads, right? Deeper discounts with sellers. I know in California, we were at like 82% of after repair value minus repairs minus our profit. And I can tell you right now that those numbers shifted drastically, right? We now are negotiating deals 40 to 50% of after repair value. For novation deals, we use our novation calculator. So if you want to get a free copy of that, you can go to novationcalculator.com for that. But we had to negotiate differently. And by the way, all this stuff is free. And then we had to get our marketing and do that more efficient, right? We had to start getting rid of lists that that weren't working correctly. We started getting better online leads, right, from novationleads.com. So you go ahead and check that out, right? That's a place where we get smoking hot novation leads. But I can tell you right now that the money that you should be spending on marketing, if I had to reiterate, it should be between 10 and 15% after you've been in the business between 3 and 6 months. Once you have that base, because your numbers are going to be very, very high in the beginning. And then once you have some consistency to your business, then you keep it consistency by just dripping that marketing. Okay, so I'm going to summarize here. Marketing is the lifeblood of your business. Consistency is king. When you're starting out, your marketing budget should be as much as you could stand, minimum of $500 a week. I don't care if you don't have it. Beg, borrow, steal, work for Uber, donate blood, sell some crap, put it on a credit card, get a business line of credit. I'm telling you, find a way. If you have to cold call yourself, that's great. If you want to hire a cold caller, you can also do that, again, in the same way I talked about getting your hands on some money. Now, after 6 months, it could be as soon as 3, but after you start to bring in some deals, it should be between 10 and 15% of your gross profit, okay? Some months you will go up, some months you will go down. You want to keep a scorecard every single Monday and look at the rolling 4 weeks. If you see the number is too low, make sure you got to be able to bring that up and be smart about it. Put it in the right places, right? If it's too high, hey, now you got to have that adjustment. I mentioned I've been through this myself. September and October were bloody months from us. We made that adjustment, right? And it may be, a bunch of things. Maybe you need to negotiate deeper. That could be a part of it. Maybe you're locking up bad deals. Maybe you need to add novations. You could check out nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/DTR to find more about that, or negotiate, get the novation calculator to find out more. novationcalculator.com. But I highly suggest, okay, that you focus on getting consistency in your marketing, and that number should be between 10 and 15%. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I guarantee you start paying attention to these numbers, okay, your business is going to start to explode. I will talk to you on the next episode.